All hail the Clicks crew! Alright guys, today we're taking a look at some never before seen DC Heroclix, DC Justice League Unlimited Heroclix previews. So thank you Wizkids for allowing me to bring these previews to you guys. Make sure to give this video a like, give it a share so that everybody can see these previews. There's a bunch of really good ones in this set. Make sure to check out the Wizkids Info Network because pre-release tournaments for this are March 25th and release day is April 8th. So if you check out the Wizkids Info Network, it will let you know about local events in your area, which is really cool. So yeah, let's go ahead and we're going to dive right into the set. I love these animated series sets. The sculpts are always really cool, and this one's no exception. So let's go ahead and just dive right in. All right, up first we have Green Arrow number 026.10. This is what the team-up cards look like. They have this blue on them rather than the black, and they have a point... a point to them, so it's like instead of just being 026, it's 026.10. Green Arrow has the Justice League, Star City, and Martial Artist keywords. He has 3 traits. His first trait is Episode Team Up Black Canary, The Question Huntress. If 1+ listed friendly characters are on the map, when Green Arrow or a listed friendly character attacks and their final attack roll includes a 2, they modify attack +2. If all listed characters are on the map, they and Green Arrow modify attack +1. After revealing forces, you may replace a character's game element's default card with an alternate card. You can't choose a team-up card if any character on your starting force has the same name. So if you had 2 Green Arrows, you can't use, even if you meet all the requirements, you can't use the team-up ability, which is pretty cool. But this works for Black Canary, the Question, or Huntress, or all 3 of them, or 2 of them. So that's pretty cool there. And so basically what it is, if you roll a die, you make your attack roll. If there's a 2 in there, you get a +2 attack. And if everybody's on that's listed on this team up is also on your force, then you basically get an additional +1 for a +3. So, if you rolled a 2 and a 3, and then you got your extra +3 from this, that'd get you up to an 8, which is going to hit a lot of people. So that's pretty cool there. I definitely like these team-up abilities. I think this is a cool concept. Hopefully, WizKids sticks with it because these are just really cool. The next trait is, this team thing is new to me. I usually work alone. Green Arrow modifies damage +1 when making ranged attacks. He modifies range +2 if he is not within 4 squares of another friendly character. So that's pretty cool there. He gets basically an auto. +1 when making range attacks, +2 to range if there's no friendly characters within 4 squares, which is cool there. That's a fun way to be able to take advantage of that. When we look at the dial, we'll talk about how to maybe maximize that a little bit. And then his third trait is an arrow for every situation. Green Arrow can use his displayed attack power as free, does not affect precision strike. So that's pretty cool there, that he can use his Green Arrow can use his displayed attack power as free. So that's cool there. So basically, he's 40 points, has a 6 range, single target, 8 movement with running shot, 11 attack with precision strike, 17 defense with willpower, 2 damage. So basically with everything counted in, he's going to be having an 8 range if you use it correctly for 3 damage. For 40 points, that's really solid. And then there's some of these that are really cool. So if he gets to use his attack power for free, that means like he'd be able to do Smoke Cloud for free, Incap for free, stuff like that. So I think this is actually a really good figure now that I'm taking a look at it. And for 40 points, this is really solid. And I really like the sculpt on it too. This rendering that's on here just looks really cool. Again, WizKids knocked it out of the park last time they did an animated set. So it looks like they're going to be doing the same for this one. So yeah, definitely a good looking figure there. And the next figure we're going to go ahead and be taking a look at is another figure that was just listed for Green Arrow, and that is Black Canary. She is number 030.10 in this set. This is the team-up version again. So that, again, is why it's blue. And she appears to be an uncommon. She has the Birds of Prey, Justice League International, and Martial Artist keywords. And I just want to say this sculpt looks really good too. again, just the animated series sculpts look good. She has 2 traits and a special on her attack. Her first trait is episode team up Green Arrow the Question Huntress. So if you notice, these are the same characters outside of she's listing Green Arrow instead of Black Canary. They're the same ones that were listed on Green Arrow's card, so they're going to basically these seem like they're going to stack. If 1+ listed friendly characters are on the map when Black Canary or a listed friendly character attacks and their final attack roll includes a 2, after resolutions you may knock back a target 2 squares even if a miss. That seems pretty good there. The ability to knock them back even on a miss is really cool. If all listed characters are on the map, they and Black Canary modify speed +1. After revealing forces, you may replace a game element's default card with an alternate card. You can't choose a team-up card if any characters on your starting force share a name. So it seems like that little back piece is always the same on these, but that's cool there. So +1 speed if you have everybody that's listed in the episode team-up, and if you just have 1+, then they get the, and you rolled a 2 as part of your die roll, and that was the final result, you get to knock back a target 2 squares. That's pretty cool. All right, her second trait is Justice League Unlimited. At the beginning of your turn, roll a d6. 6, remove an action token from another friendly character with the Justice League keyword that's 100 points or less. This looks really cool. It's basically a sort of a pseudo leadership, which is really cool, and there's nothing to do with adjacency or anything like that, so it seems like a full map effect, which is really cool. Then she has this special on her attack called Canary Cry, Penetrating Psychic Blast. When Black Canary uses it and hits, after resolutions, knock back all opposing characters adjacent to the hit target 2 squares. That's just good. So Penetrating Psychic Blast, uses it and hits, after resolutions, knock back all opposing characters adjacent to the hit target 2 squares. So you're going to be able to get some fall damage or some knockback damage or something like that. That's really cool. So she's 45 points, has the JLA team ability, 5 range, single target, 8 movement with sidestep, 11 attack with that special, 17 defense willpower, 3 damage with nothing on it. And then she closes out her dial with that same attack special. She has combat reflexes after she loses willpower. This is just good. So the knockback, if you roll a 2, is really cool. The penetrating and then knocking back a hit square is also cool. I wonder, you guys let me know in the comments below if you think that the 2 square knockback for hitting a character from the trait and the knockback extra 2 from the attack special, if they like kind of stack and work together. I think they would, and I think that's going to be a really solid figure there. So she's definitely cool, and I love the sculpt on this. I think Black Canary's cool. Definitely going to be one that I'm going to try to get. And she's only an uncommon. It looks like there's a lot of good, easy to acquire figures in this set. So next up is one that I'm really excited about. I remember watching this show, Static Shock, as a kid on TV. So here we have Static. He's number 43 in the set. He has the Justice League and Future keyword. So this is Future Static. I can't remember the episode name, but it was really cool when he figured out that he was going to be on the Justice League later. So definitely excited to see this version. He has 2 traits and a special on his damage. His first trait is Boom Tube Travel. Once per game, facing teleport. When Static uses it, his speed value is 12, and after resolutions, remove an action token from him. So that's cool there. That can definitely get you out of trouble or into trouble, depending on how it is that you want to do it. So like if you were tied up for some reason with an opposing character, you could phasing away 12 and remove an action token. That seems really solid. Then he has this second trait, which is 10,000 volts of Flying Junkyard. Energy Shield Deflection, Force Blast. If Static is within 3 squares of a debris marker, modify Static's combat values +1. That seems good. So +1 stats if you're around within 3 squares of a debris marker. That seems easy enough to complete. That's good there, and that's all combat values. So that would be range, movement, attack, defense, damage. Then he has this special on his damage called Chain Lightning. When Static makes an attack with more than 1 target, modify damage +1 for each target within 3 squares of him, and after resolutions, give a hit target an action token. I'm always for handing out action tokens. I think it's devastating for opposing teams, especially if timed right. So that's really cool there. He's 100 points, which seems a little pricey, but we're going to talk into why it's really not. He has the JLA team ability, 5 range triple target, 10 movement with running shot and the flight ability, 11 attack with telekinesis, 17 defense with super senses, 3 damage with that special. So the 5 range triple target means that you're going to get a lot of use out of that chain lightning. If you look on clicks 2 and 3, he has hypersonic speed, which is actually really good. He has pulse wave, the back half of his dial. And then he has traded force blast, so you're always going to be able to be knocking back characters when you hit them and stuff like that. And then you also have the debris markers to get +1 to all your stats. So you have a fairly reasonable chance for 100 points having a 12 attack, 4 damage. And then I like the fact that he has the flight ability along with that boom tomb travel, so that you can basically carry a friendly out of harm's way and then remove an action token from yourself, which is really good. I'm super excited for this. We don't get static very often, and this looks like it's definitely a really good one. Next up, we're going to go ahead and take a look at another future Justice League member. This one's Warhawk, and I was super excited when I saw that this was going to be one of the previews I was going to be allowed to bring to you guys. This looks cool. Again, I just love the episodes that these were on. So he is number 56 in the set. Warhawk has the Justice League Armor, Cosmic, Future, Police, and Warrior keywords. He has 2 traits, a special on his movement and a special on his defense. His trait, his first one, is Boom Tube Travel. Once per game, facing teleport. When Warhawk uses it, his speed value is 12, and after resolutions, remove an action token from him. So that's just like what was on Static, and that's just as good on him as it was on Static. Then his other trait is the skies are my home, you're just a trespasser. Attack +1, but only if targeting a character with the flight wing symbol. Defense +1, but only when targeted by characters without the flight symbol. So that's cool there. A little bit of stat modification, maybe make your opponent guess on what they're going to have to swing or forget about it, which is really cool there. The special on his movement is called Hawkman Sortie Dive. Charge. Adjacent friendly characters with the flight symbol can use charge. So the ability to hand out charge I think is really cool. And then having charge itself. Charges, move and attack abilities are always good, but the ability to hand out move and attack abilities is better. Then he has this special on his defense, which is Thanagarian Armor, Owned, American Military Honed, Energy Shield Deflection, Invulnerability, Willpower. Those are all good. He has 2 different point lines, 75 points and 50 points. JLA team ability. Starts off with a 0 range, which you would expect for him. And then at 75 points, he has an 11 movement with that special and the flight ability. 11 attack with Blade's Claw's Fang, 17 defense with that special, 3 damage. And then at 50 points, he has an 11 movement with that special, 10 attack with Quake, 17 defense with that special, and 3 damage. I like this guy a lot. Both point lines are really good. 50 points probably where I'm at on him because you're able to hand out that charge. And then he also gets the +1 attack when attacking other flyers, and +1 defense when he's being attacked by non-flyers. So he's able to get up to an 11 attack or an 18 defense fairly easy. Although at 75 points, this guy's still well worth it. I could see a bunch of scenarios running him at 75 points, just able to slam somebody for 6 damage, and then you have another friendly charge in because you were adjacent to him, and they had the flight ability. I think that's just cool too. So this is definitely a good figure that I'm super excited to see. So next up in the preview train is Hawkgirl. She's number 63 in the set. She has the Justice Lords, Mystical, Past, Ruler, and Warrior keywords. She has 2 traits. The first trait is Justice Lords. When Hawkgirl damages an opposing character with an attack, after resolutions, deal that character 1 unavoidable damage. If that character is not KO'd, immediately heal it 1 click. So it's kind of a neat way of being able to, click your opponent's style, click it 1 extra click, see if they get KO'd. If they are, then they are, and if they aren't, then you kind of give them back. But it's nice so that your opponent's never going to be on like, well, I was on my last click. Nope, you can kind of like check it. So I think that's really cool there. Then her other trait is Thanagarian Nth Metal. When Hawkgirl hits, after resolutions, you may choose an object equipped to a hit character and remove it from the game. This can affect indestructible equipment, which are scored normally. Man, that is good. So you can remove indestructible equipment from an opposing character that's already equipped if you hit. That is so good. I can't fully articulate how good that is. So this is a really good figure. She is 70 points, has a 0 range, single target, 10 movement with hypersonic speed and the flight ability, 11 attack, precision strike, 18 defense with super senses, indomitability, 3 damage. This is just a really solid figure. Mystical is a really good keyword. I can't wait. I really hope they have the rest of the Justice Lords in this set so that we can get a look at what the entire grouping looks like. Ruler's actually a good keyword. Pass is a good keyword too. So she is really looking good. Alright guys, so you let me know what your favorite preview was in this batch of previews. I always enjoy reading that stuff. Again, thank you to WizKids for allowing me to do these previews. Make sure to check out the Wizkids Info Network and be aware that pre-releases are March 25th and release is April 8th. That's all I have for you guys today. As always, please remember that it's only critical miss if you don't have probability control.